I'm not sure how this word is pronounced. Axioms.
Eric?
Let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Um, will glass coffins be successful? Remains to be seen. Think about it.
Got it.
Got it?
Got
Hear
it.
about the new restaurant called Karma? There's no menu. You get what you deserve.
It sounds good.
I want to buy some. I went to buy some camouflage trousers yesterday, but I couldn't find any. Right? I tried to sue the airline for losing my luggage. I lost my case. I wasn't originally going to get a brain transplant, but then I changed my mind. Which country's capital has the fastest growing population? Which has the fastest growing population? Ireland. Every day it's Dublin. I broke my finger last week. On the other hand, I'm okay.
Oh, God.
To the mathematicians who thought of the idea of zero, thanks for nothing. Son, Dad, can you tell me what a solar eclipse is? Dad, no, son. Your mind's going here, okay? How can you identify a dogwood tree?
Bark.
By its bark. All right.
Those are good, Bill.
Yeah. for
Okay.
sure.
They're going to be on the final, by the way. What do you call a
Better
bee
repeat
that
what the
can't make?
dogwood was one.
What do you call a bee that can't make up his mind? A maybe.
Oh,
Geez.
All right. Last week. Oh, wait a minute. Tip of the day. Tip of the day. How do you enable iCloud keychain on your phone or iPad? With so many websites requiring usernames and passwords, and most of us using more than one device to accomplish this task throughout the day, it can be difficult to keep track of all the accounts and passwords that go with them. And while there is plenty of apps that can do that, on your iPhone, that comes with the service built in. Okay, you need an iPhone with iOS 16 or later. And what you're doing is turning on the iCloud keychain. And that's a password list that's kept in the iCloud. To do it, I'm going to switch screens on you. Why don't I admit some more people?
Bill, did you say e-chain?
Key. So you should be
You
looking
see
at
both your iPad and iPhone.
My screen went blank.
I got it all.
so Bill, am I on your screen?
Yes.
Yes. And Ann, am I on yours?
Not yet.
Mary Ann got it.
That's interesting.
It is. It's okay. It's on.
In order to use the iCloud keychain to keep a list of your passwords that you log on to, the idea is as you're going to various sites using Safari, and it says it wants your ID and password, it records them, and you can view that list later. And it will automatically fill it in the next time you go there. So that's the idea of what you're trying to accomplish. To set it up, you go to, and I'll go do it on my iPad, go to Settings. You tap your name at the top. That's your name up here at the top. Mine happens to be William Crow. And then you tap on iCloud. Now, and you see where it says passwords and keychain?
Yes.
Yeah.
You tap that and turn it on.
Bill, I have a question. Whenever I go to something and they ask me if I want to save my password, I say no because I don't want too much information out there. Maybe I'm making a mistake doing that.
In this case, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Bill, if I wanted on my keychain, I know I can look up what the passwords are and I can add one side, if you click it, it shows the password. Is there any way of getting a printout of all of the passwords, or do you have to do it one at a time?
What we're talking about here is if you go to Settings, and I'm going to go back where I'm just looking at the Settings menu, and you scroll down to where it says Passwords, where it says Passwords, and you tap that. Here's a list of all the websites I have logged into using Safari.
Oh,
And if I tap on one of them, like American Airlines there, comes up and shows you, this is my American Airlines. That's my username for American Airlines, and my password is listed right there. Now it's not showing you my password, which I'm glad it's not. If I tap, it has little dots there on your screen, and if you tap it, it actually shows you the password.
But you can't do everything at the same time. You can't do you can't show all the passwords at the same time. You
That's
just have to do
correct.
it one by one. Okay.
I have not found a way to do that. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
And I understand your desire to get a printout.
Yes. One of those prepare for the worst.
Yep. And what I have done is I have all my passwords in an Excel worksheet. And at a later time, I will show you how you can put, well, if you have the list of passwords, you can put them in a note and then lock the note. And we'll talk about locking a note maybe when we talk about notes later on. So I
Okay.
have it in notes, and everybody would say, "Oh, if you have it in notes, that means everybody can go look at it." Well, not quite, because you can then lock the note. So not only is your iPad or iPhone protected by the passcode that it takes to get into it, if you open the note that has your passwords into it and you have locked it, you have to enter another password to get into it. Okay, so, and you can't forget that password.
Good to know. Bill, I've got 2 pages of passwords, but I've got it on a Word document. So will I be able to do what you're saying? Miss Marion,
I would copy the Word document.
okay,
Well, I guess I would send the Word document to yourself so you can get it onto your iPad or iPhone. And then you would copy the text, which is all your passwords, and place them in a note.
thank you,
And then you would lock the note. Okay?
thank
But we'll
you,
talk about locking it later. Okay?
thank you.
All right. Everybody see both of my devices clearly and there's nothing covering them up?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes,
Excuse me, Bill, before
Uh,
you go on, this is Joan. One of the first things I ever learned about email is that it's not private. If you send a Word document to yourself, would that be by email?
You can do it by email or a note, and you are taking a risk there.
Okay.
Usually that's all encrypted, but there is a risk.
I use an Excel spreadsheet also, but it is password protected.
On your computer?
Yes.
Yeah, I have that as well on my computer. But
It's
I
how to
wanted
do
to
it
get
on
it
your
on.
phone. You're trying to do it now.
Yeah, I was trying to get it onto my phone
Okay, thanks.
what have you
because I'm
done
out.
to be protected?
You can put a password on an Excel spreadsheet.
Okay, thank you,
I don't know about Word.
thank you,
I think you probably can lock up that too. I haven't tried it, but
thank you.
That would be a measure of protection.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last time we had an introduction. I said there were buttons around your device. If you have a button at the bottom of your screen, on either your iPhone or iPad, if you have a button there, what's it called?
Home button.
It's called the home button. And then you have a
Yes.
single button either on the top or the side of your device that's by itself. That's called the side button. Some people call it the power button, side or power. And then you have two buttons side by side. They're called the volume up and
Volume
volume
button.
down, right?
Yep.
And on your iPhones, on your iPhones, unless you have a 15 Pro, you have a side switch above the volume up and volume down. I call it the church or theater switch that you
Sure.
can silence your device with. Last week, we learned the difference between a million and a billion. And it's 1,000 million and a billion. And 1 billion is the same as 1 gigabyte. And our devices contain somewhere between, depending on their age, for one, is 16 gigabytes. That's not available anymore. You have to get at least, I think, 32. But you can get between 16 and I think 512 gigabytes of data storage capability on your device. We talked about the ability of your iPhone to talk to different devices outside of itself, and there were 4 different things there. One was the cellular antennas, the Wi-Fi antennas, the cellular, which lets you make a cellular call when you're on the road, or access the internet when you're on the road. The Wi-Fi is the one you should be on right now if you're in your home, and you should have the little fan at the top right of your screen. Looks like a small fan, a radar kind of thing. That's Wi-Fi.
Hmm. When you
And
say
then
radar kind of thing, what do you mean?
it looks like a fan.
Yeah, it looks like a fan.
I have
It's
little
this one.
lines.
Well, it looks like a little fan, those 3 little lines, not the bars. On
That's
your
what I see as the bars.
The
Yeah,
bars would
in the
be,
shape of a fan.
Hmm.
say it again,
No, it's a little bar. I mean, it's a little fan.
it's a fan. The bars, the vertical bars is and I don't have one on right now because I'm using Wi-Fi. Um, the vertical bars indicate the amount of, now the reception you're getting from the cell phone towers.
Okay.
Not very
What
much.
does the fan represent?
That's the
The
strength
strength.
of the signal from Wi-Fi. Okay. My Wi-Fi box is right beside me here, so I got the full strength.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If I were trying to get on one that was in 2 rooms down, the strength may not be as great.
Bill, if with the lines on her personal hotspot, it says 5G, but I only have 2 little lines out of 4. So what does that mean?
The 2 little lines for vertical bars you're talking about,
Yes,
that means that the signal is not as strong as it were if it were as it would be if you were right beside the towers.
and
So
what
it's
does
the strength, it's the strength of the signal.
and what does a 5G mean?
5G is the signal, um, the radio wave that you're receiving. It could be 4G, it could be LTE. There are various kinds.
So I'm not anywhere, or I'm like halfway to wherever the signal is.
Well, not necessarily halfway. You could have a couple buildings or something that's blocking it.
All right,
Okay.
thank you.
Mhm. Good questions. Good questions. So I took my phone right now and I walked to the other end of the house. Those bars would probably drop to 3 bars or whatever, or 2 bars. And now those are horizontal bars in the fan.
Are the fans and is the fan and the bars pretty much telling you the same thing?
That means that
Yeah.
that's just telling you the strength of the signal from Wi-Fi in one case and the cell phone towers in the other. Has They don't necessarily have to be the same.
Well, Bill, why don't you have a cell phone tower signal on your,
Good
iPhone?
question. I think I said I want to work Wi-Fi. I'm not sure why it's. Let me do something. I'll turn off my Wi-Fi. And now I got bars. It'll show up there in a minute. I think. No, it won't. No, it won't show up there because I just disconnected. Ooh. Yeah, I don't need, I guess, Jim, I don't need Wi-Fi. I don't need the cell phone towers because I'm on Wi-Fi for the internet. And I said I can make phone calls with Wi-Fi.
well, I've said all that too, but I have the bars of the cell tower.
And ah, I don't know why you have both.
Okay,
Because I think mine is on.
yeah, I have both the Wi-Fi and the cell.
Yeah, cellular is on.
John, you want some Kringle?
Go ahead.
Okay.
All right. I want to check my mail here to see if there's anybody trying to get in and wasn't able to. Um,
Bill, can you hear me? This is Anda.
I can.
Question, do I have to sign up for a class every time, or I thought I was in somehow for the whole session?
No, you sign up each time.
Okay,
And well, there's a little caveat on that. If you have signed up before and you've taken the class, I have you on my list, so I send you an invitation whether or
Okay.
not you send me.
okay,
But
understood.
you do have to log into it,
Yes,
okay? You
Yeah.
have to register and get in.
okay,
So, and if you've been to a class before, I keep a master list of all the people
yeah.
and I send them an invitation automatically.
Yeah. I forgot last week.
Thank you.
Okay?
Bill, when you started this session, you said there were four ways, and I can't, we haven't gotten to the four. Could you go through that four again? I have
No,
cellular,
I've only covered two so far.
yeah, cellular antenna and Wi-Fi. What are the other two?
The third one is Bluetooth.
Okay,
That allows you to talk to your car to talk to your phone.
uh-huh,
It allows you to talk to your hearing aids.
mm-hmm,
Those are the big and if you have speakers, a Bluetooth speaker, you can talk to or expand the sound of your device tremendously by using an external speaker. The
okay,
fourth one is called NRC, near NFC. I'm sorry, NFC. If you're taking notes, it's near field communications. And not only, I don't think there's one of those in your iPad, but it's in your phone and it allows you to pay your bills. So if I have my phone and I bring up my credit card here, there's my credit card, and it says hold near reader. So if I hold this near the card reader that you would normally put your card into, and that card reader is capable of doing Apple Pay, it would pick up my card through the near field communication antennas. Okay.
Are you going to be teaching the Bluetooth?
When you say Bluetooth teaching, what do you mean?
Well, it was the third of the four categories.
Yes.
Are you going to cover it?
Well,
No, I'm just asking.
I know. I usually don't cover that. It requires pairing.
Oh
So
dear,
you
okay.
have to go to Bluetooth. So the question was, if you have Bluetooth, and there I have Bluetooth turned on,
Yeah,
and you see it communicating to my watch.
yeah,
And if I get in my car, it will automatically connect to my car. And if I pick up and turn on my AirPods, my Apple pods for my ears, it
You
would
did it?
automatically
Yeah?
well,
it would pick those up as well. So those are the three things I've logged on to. It remembers if you do it. But there's one there that says Vizio V21.
yes,
That's to communicate to my sound bar on my television or the sound bar set. And I have not set that one up yet.
in order to have all this set up, it's just by turning it on in your settings?
Now, it would show up here, but then you have to read the directions on the Vizio.
No, I'm not even Vizio, but talking about your Apple Watch or the iPads and the phone and the car phone.
Okay, let's just take the car as an example.
Yes, please.
My car is capable of connecting to my phone. You have to look it up on your car's system.
Okay. That's where I look. Okay. I have it, but I don't know
Okay.
how to use it. Okay.
Right. So if you look it up on your car's owner's
Manual.
manual.
Yes.
In fact, I just did mine yesterday because I just got this phone and I hadn't paired it with my car. And I had to pick up, I couldn't figure out how to do it, so I picked up the manual and read the manual and it told me how to do it.
So you need either you need Wi-Fi and you need a cellular phone that works.
No, all you need is Bluetooth.
And Bluetooth. Is it something that you pay extra for on your phone bill?
No, not Bluetooth.
Okay.
Bill, Mary
Just-
Ann here. I'm on that screen like you are, and I show not, if they're all not connected. Maybe that's my
Right.
problem.
And if it's a device there like your car, right, you would have to be within 10 or 20, 10 or 15 feet of your car for it to
Okay,
show up.
oh. But
Bill,
Okay.
can you connect Bluetooth with your iPad when you're in the car? So the kids can play with the iPad?
You mean get on the internet?
Yeah,
I think what you're asking is, can I connect my phone to my iPad? Is that what you're asking?
no, I was trying to connect the Bluetooth in the car to my iPad.
Oh, I've never tried that. I don't know. Why would you want to do that?
Keep some grandchildren busy.
Well, what are they going to do?
I don't know, play with the iPad or fix everything I screwed up.
Well, think of it this way.
Hello?
She just called me back and Glenn doesn't want to go in.
Yeah, they can. See where it says Bill's iPhone 15? I just brought up, so you can connect it to your phone. There's the only reason you want to connect your iPad to something like that would be to if I played music on my phone, it would come through my iPad. Is one thing it probably would happen. Most of the time, when you want to use, let me we're spending a little time here. Let me wait for that for a minute, and we'll talk about that when we get to settings. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
While you are still talking about the phone numbers at the very top, what do the digits mean? Yours says 95.
Which phone number?
On your iPhone,
Well, that's the percentage of the battery charge.
percentage of the battery, and the little fan is the amount of Wi-Fi the fact that you're connected to your Wi-Fi?
That's
The
one you're
strength.
connected, and two, it shows you the strength of it.
So that
So
on
if
my
that fan
iPhone,
shows it,
I have a number there. I sometimes have the fan, but right now I have the number. But it's telling me the strength, in other words.
I
Okay.
don't know. Right now, my iPhone says 95. What's yours say right there?
96 plus.
That's the amount of charge in your battery. That's the percentage of charge in your battery.
Okay. And I do not have a fan next to that number
You have bars though, don't you?
I have bars, but in between the bars and that number, I have a 5GE.
That's
okay.
That's the capability of talking over to the cell phone towers.
Okay, thank you.
And what you want to do is, and this is a good one for everybody. If you do not have a fan on your iPhone right now, if you don't have that fan, that means you're communicating to the internet through the cell phone towers. And your service provider is tracking the amount of data that's transmitting back and forth, and that's what you pay your bill on. So unless you have unlimited data, if you do, then okay. If you don't, you probably would want to turn on the fan. And how do you get the fan to come on? We'll talk about when we get to settings.
In that same little area next to the fan, between the fan and the black bar, are little bars that I have as many as 4 right now. The 2 smaller ones are lit.
Okay, the bars are for the cell phone towers.
Thank you.
Bill,
Also, you do, yes.
I'm somewhere near a cell phone tower in my house.
Yeah.
if, when you say they track the number of what that I'm using?
The amount of data you're transmitting back and forth.
So if I'm on my daughter's phone plan and she's in Massachusetts and I'm in New York, it just tracks both individually, or how does that work?
Yes, tracks you individually, how much you're using it.
So, okay, so it knows what I'm using on my phone and what she's using on her phone. And
It's
they
just
put
the
it
amount
together.
of data, not the content.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Hey, Bill,
Go ahead.
on my computer, my keyboard and mouse do not connect to the computer with wires. It's wireless. So is that Bluetooth or is that near field communication?
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth,
Your
okay.
You have a Mac or a PC?
PC.
Your PC does not have NFC.
The PC does not have NFC, okay. So that means it's connected by Bluetooth. Okay,
Correct.
okay.
What's the arrow?
Well, that led to some conversation.
Another
Okay,
question about the top line of your phone over there where you have where the time is. It says 10:35. Mine also says 10:35, but I have a little solid arrow.
would you hold that question till I talk about, and remind me, make sure I talk about the status bar a little later? Because I want
Yes,
to talk
sir.
about the
Thank
status
you.
bar. Okay. All right. What are these things called? And I'm circling with my mouse.
Icons?
Oops. Icon.
App.
Called icons. What else are they called? They're called applications.
Mm.
In a previous life, they were called programs. And we talked about all of them you have. And then we started to talk, we talked about them, and we made them shake by touching the screen and holding it till they start shaking. And then we talked about you could move them around. So I'm putting my finger on one of them. Like here, and I put my finger on it and I can move it over to here. Whoops, won't go there. I can put it right in here and it'll squeeze and make room. We talked about putting them on the bottom bar called the,
Dock.
what's it called?
Dock.
The dock. If you have a PC, we call it the taskbar. And the reason for the taskbar is to have everything there, no matter which screen you're on. So I have 3 home screens on my iPad, and see where it says search? Well, I'm going to switch. I have 3 on my iPhone as well.
3, 4.
See where it says search there in the bottom of the iPad or iPhone? If I shift to the right, from right to left, right? We talked about the different gestures you can do on your iPhone or iPad. If you sweep your finger from left to right, you get something called the widget screen or the today's screen. And we'll talk about that at a later time. If you switch from right to left, you get the different home screens you might have listing your apps. And if you shift it one more, it comes up and says the app library. The app library is a listing. If you click where it says library at the top, it lists all the applications you have in alphabetical order. And if you're looking for a particular one, you just type the name at the top. Now they added that. You're saying, well, Bill, I thought I had all the apps on my home screen. And that's the way it used to be. You used to have all the apps on your home screen. If you sweep from left to right, oh, wait a minute. If you click on one of the apps, like I'll go to the Bank of America one and I'll make them wiggle. And I tap the minus sign. When I tap the minus sign, before the app library was added, it would say, do you want to delete it or leave it on your device? Now they say, do you want to remove it from your home screen? Remove from home screen or delete. So what they did was they said, hey, you can have I have 300 and some apps, and I can have 50 on the home screen and the rest are in the app library. Many people ended up with many people ended up with 10, 12 home screens, and they couldn't find anything on them. So they created the app library so you could cut down the number of home screens you had. If you had apps that you didn't use very often, you could take them off your home screen and they would still remain in the app library.
Then at a later date, if you felt you needed it more, you could bring it back, right?
That's correct. You can always put it back on your home screen. If I wanted to take, let me go to app library here. If I wanted to take the AAA app, I can put my finger on it, click on it and drag it, and then drag it over and put it on one of my home screens.
Oh, thank you.
Now I'm going to remove that by clicking the minus sign and remove from home screen.
Thank you.
Now, for those of you who didn't catch that, I'm going to go back to the app library here. Well, let me just pick one of these apps. I get my apps to shake. And let's say I wanted to put Bank of America here on my first screen instead of my third screen. I would get them to shake. I'd put my finger on it and I'd move it to the edge of the screen and my screens start flipping. And what I do is I lift my finger when it goes onto the screen that I want to put it on. So I lift my finger.
Say that again,
Whoops.
please. Sorry, say that
Yep.
one again, please.
I will do that. Where'd my Bank America go? If I put my finger on Bank of America and move
Yep.
it to the left-hand edge, it'll start paging through my home buttons. And I'm going to drop it. I stopped it by moving it off the edge and moved it to the home screen itself. And I release the button. I release my finger from the screen. And now Bank of America is on this screen. Now let's put it back on the third screen. There's 1, 2, move it, oops, move it back. And I'll let it go right here. Okay.
Mine
We
aren't
talked
wiggling.
Go ahead.
Mine aren't wiggling anymore. I'm tapping them.
Press- I know. You got to press and hold the
Oh,
screen
yeah,
again.
yeah. I find it more difficult to have it move screens when you move it to the right. It's easier to the left, but they're not going on towards the right.
They go
Anyways,
either way.
I'll work with it. Yeah, that's fine. I'll work with it.
Okay. The last thing I showed you when it comes to these wiggling things is put one on top of the other, and you end up creating, trying to put it on top of Bank America there. Sometimes it's a little tricky to do. Oh, I'm glad I'm having trouble. Okay, I can let go of it now. And now I've got 2 in a folder called Travel. And if it's in a folder called Travel and I wanted to read, Apple put the name on it. They look at the apps and say, here's a name you might want to use. If you don't want to use it, you click the X, and then you type in the name you want. And now I changed the name of that folder to be mine. Now, since I don't want mine, I'm going to just take the Princess out. And since there was only one app left in there, it got rid of the folder and has Bank of America outside of a folder now. I'm often asked the questions, could I put 2 apps on the home of the same name on the home screen? The answer is yes. So if I go over to and I go down here to Bank of America, let me find Bank of America.
Just
Past. Here it is. If I put my finger on this guy and I move it, it actually looks different. So there's Bank of America and there's Bank of America. I think that's 2 different things. Let me delete that one. BOA. There's the Bank of America app. Now, practically, you probably wouldn't want to put 2 Bank of America on your home screen, but you can on one home screen, but you can do that. Any questions on that stuff? What I'd like to do.
If
Go
you
ahead.
had,
Question?
if you had done delete, would that have deleted both Bank of Americas?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so you don't want to do
I
that.
didn't try it, but I was thinking, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
I haven't tried it, but I would bet it would say, you sure we want to remove? All right. I'd like to talk about some of the features of the keyboard now. Most of us, the keyboard, the one that appears on your screen, is the primary interface you have when typing, when wanting to communicate with your device, or when making an email or a note or a message. And therefore I need to bring up an application where you have to type something. The easiest one to do this is, I think, the Notes app. So I'd like you all to open the Notes app, and I'm going to open it on both my iPhone and iPad. And in the right-hand corner, at the top right-hand corner of the iPad, is the little pen and paper. We haven't talked about that symbol. That symbol is, I want to write something new. So I click on it, and I'll do it on the iPhone. It's in the lower right corner.
I don't have all the stuff across the top in golden letters. I've
Okay,
just got,
just what I'm talking about right now. I don't want to get
okay,
go any
okay,
further into it.
yeah.
Okay.
When you opened up your your note icon, it didn't give you that on mine. It did on both of them, iPad and phone. It did not give me the pad. It gave me information as to what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So
Then
can
hit
you
continue,
checklist?
hit continue. I had the same thing.
Does the pencil and paper show up on the screen anywhere?
Not on my phone. I just show.
Right here?
Right.
Does that symbol show up anywhere?
Yes, it's the only one that shows up.
That's right. Click on that one.
What symbol are we looking at?
The square with the little check mark in it, or with the pen in it.
It's supposed to be a pen on paper.
Okay, I don't have that on my phone, but I do on the iPad. Okay,
Now, you're not in settings, are you?
no, I got what you got on the phone and the pad. It shows July 22nd class.
That's screwed up. What you want is this right here. See, that's when you're gonna write a new note. There's your keyboard that you can do something.
You were on the home screen and you tapped notes. Is that what happened?
Yeah, on the phone, I have all iCloud and the little circle with 3 dots. On the iPad, I have a July 22nd class noted. I really haven't been using this. I'm trying to learn.
On your where it says, is the pen and paper on either of them?
I think I
No.
pressed pen and paper when someone mentioned it before, and it shows July 22nd class.
What I got when I opened both of them, I now can't get it back on my phone, but on the iPad, well, it was there. Well, never mind.
Mine shows, I think.
I lost it and it'll come back.
Back to your home screens.
Okay, we are.
I'm on my home screen.
Yes.
I tap the thing that says note, that has the old little, this thing. I tap that.
And what are you supposed to get when you do that?
Something that looks like that, or that. Or it could look like,
It took a little while to get there.
it
Two
could
other
look like,
screens.
it could look like this.
No,
Yes. And the little pen and paper on your phone, if you went to anywhere else, is in the lower right-hand corner. So I tap
Yeah.
that.
yes,
Okay, I got that.
Okay.
If it says folders, how do I go back?
If it says folder,
Yeah,
tap, you're in good shape. If it says folder in the upper right-hand corner with a back arrow on your
no, on
iPhone,
the left side. And all iCloud on the right side. Oh, maybe.
You're saying it says folders over here, like that?
Yes.
Okay. Tap the blank screen. It says something like that. Tap this portion and then tap the new. Tap that. And if it doesn't have the keyboard, just tap the screen again and the keyboard will show up.
Oh, I did it.
Okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, let's test your typing skills. Type in the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And once you have typed that, if you double tap, I didn't say put a period, but if you double tap the space bar, you'll get a period.
Mm.
I didn't get the period, it's spaced down. But it's sorry.
When you're writing emails, if you double tap the space bar, will you also get a period?
That's everything I'm showing you on the keyboard will work no matter where you are using the keyboard.
Ah, is there some magic for a comma?
No.
That's a new one. Okay.
How did you do the new, how did you get to the place that you were typing?
Just tap the screen.
Okay. I mean, it says notes at the top, but what do you do from there?
I'm not sure where you are. There's notes at the top.
Okay. Well, you're going into notes, is that correct?
I opened the notes app. Now this is on your iPhone,
Yes,
not your computer.
right. I get notes and then I get a bar that says search and then I get a list of things I've put in notes.
Okay. It says search. Okay. Tap the little pen and paper, the lower right-hand corner.
Oh, okay. And this is where I do the quick brown box.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Couple of things here now. Moving the cursor around. You can use your finger and tap the screen where you want to put the cursor. So if I wanted to make it a black fox, I could tap the screen where the N is. And you see how the cursor moved to that point?
Yes.
There's a
I get it
better
right.
way to move the cursor. If you press and hold the space bar and then move your device, press and hold the space bar, and you'll notice your keys names disappear, and then you can move your finger while you still have it on the screen, and you see how I'm moving my cursor around?
Okay. Oh. Does
Isn't
this
that
work on
nice?
emails as well?
Everywhere you have the keyboard.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
And then you can, I'll just delete. And I'll make. And then I want to put the cursor back at the end, so I'll press the space bar and move it down.
Yeah, wow.
I don't see your cursor. Oh, well, is the
the
tiny,
little-
tiny, right, that thing, okay.
So you're doing that with two hands then, right? You're holding the bottom.
No,
and-
one finger.
Oh, really? Oh,
Finger onto the space bar. The keys disappear and I can move it around.
Move around what?
The
The
cursor,
cursor,
and place it
Right.
where you want on the text.
right. So I didn't put a capital T, so I move it clear over to between the T and the H. I delete, then I put in a capital T. I'm just going to tap done for a minute. All right. Now I have the same thing on both devices. So the quick black fox jumps over the lazy dog. By the way, when you clicked or when you tapped on or typed, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, you used all the letters of the alphabet.
Oh. Plus, oh yeah, Z too. Yep. Wow.
Somebody's checking me out. Huh?
Yeah, well. And the Y, yes. Now I press the return button and it goes to a new line. And when you do that, you'll notice that the keyboard, the letters capitalize.
It's because they expect you to start a new sentence.
And so they automatically make them capitalized for you. So if I say, all, oops. Now it's a different font here because of the way Notes is set up. So I'm not going to pay any attention to that right now. In Notes, a little tidbit on Notes. The first sentence or the first line of your text when you're using Notes is the title of the note. And you'll notice that's what appears in the left-hand column on my iPad.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to make this a tutorial on Notes.
Can I ask, sometimes when I'm writing an email and I go to the next line, the first letter is capitalized, even though it's a mid-sentence. Am I doing something that I can undo to get rid of that? It doesn't happen
Yes, you
often.
can.
but,
Don't hit return. Let the system do the return.
Okay,
Whenever you press return, it thinks you're starting a new paragraph.
okay. You talked about the first line being like a title. Here in Lazy Dog is the second line, and yet it's still
Because I did not press return. I just kept typing.
Okay. All right. It's the return button that's doing it. Thank you.
The mistake you're making is you're looking up and saying, oh, I'm at the end. I got to hit return. This isn't like a typewriter. You don't need to do that.
No, but
You just-
sometimes you want to start the next line anyways, if you're doing a list or something and you don't need the capital. So
If
the
you're
only way
doing a-
around it, yeah, okay. It's the
If you
return
want,
button.
if you're doing a list, you want the first word capitalized. But the way around it is to delete
Yeah.
that and then shift it and make it a small a.
Yeah, I delete it and make it small. Okay.
Bill, I don't have all iCloud beside the text. How do I get that?
That's notes. We're gonna talk about that later.
Okay.
Okay,
In other
that's
words,
where the messages are stored.
the keyboard on your iPad and your iPhone, when you're doing this, acts just like a keyboard on your computer.
You better be. It's called a QWERTY keyboard. Anybody know why?
No.
No. Upper left corner of the keyboard. QUARTY. Those are the letters across the top.
Oh,
That's
jeez.
that's why it's called QWERTY. Couple of things here. All right. If how do I want to do this? If you press the A, let me do some things here. If I press on the A with my finger and hold it there, you'll notice what comes up is all the different forms of the A in various languages. And if you keep your finger on the screen and slide it, and let's say I want the umlaut above the, I'd go like that, and I get the A with an umlaut above it. I can press on the A and get a boom, boom. I'm not sure what the name of all these things are,
The
but you
two
can
double
get
dots
different,
is an umlaut.
okay?
See,
So
the
depending
A
on
with the two little dots is an umlaut
is an
in
umlaut,
German. Uh-huh.
Umlaut.
And if you want the A with the umlaut, hang on. How do you get that?
you
Hold on.
slide your finger and slide
Yep.
it up, A in the umlaut.
And so on my laptop, where I've got vowels with accents that I don't want, so I can I go on my Hewlett Packard laptop and get rid of it to get back to the English? The same idea?
This is we're only talking about the iPad and
Okay.
iPhone.
Okay.
Okay,
Just tap the return
so
button.
far so good, everybody.
Yes. Yes.
You'll notice that the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 above the letter Q is the number 1. So if I put my finger on Q and pull it down and then release my finger from the screen, I get the number 1. If I put it on E, I can slide it up to get the various forms of it. But if I pull down, I'll get 3.
Bill, sorry, can I ask one last question on the previous point? If I've chosen and tapped on the A with the umlaut, do I have to go back and tap on the normal A to get back to my English A?
No. The only way you get the umlaut is to press and hold the screen and pull down.
I know, but then it's permanently until I
No,
change it back?
no,
It's just
not
that one
permanent.
time? Just that one
Correct.
time? Okay.
Go back and
Can you
delete it.
explain this last thing you did, Bill, please?
Yep. Look at the letter Y on my screen. And I'm talking about iPads, not the iPhone right now.
Okay.
Okay. If I
Yep.
press on the Y, comes up with 3 different forms of the Y. But instead of going up and selecting one of those Ys with my finger still on the screen, I pull down and you'll see a 6 appear. And I will get the number 6.
Oh, okay. Thank
So
you.
that grayed out item on each one of the keys can be typed. If you press the K, I will get an apostrophe.
Oh. Oh.
If I press the I will get a quote mark. If I press the Z, I will get a dash.
So far, so good?
Yes.
Now, Shift key. I'm going to hit the return key, and I would like to type my name in all caps. Well, I know the first letter is going to be capitalized, and if I tap it, the keyboard automatically shifts back to lowercase.
Again.
If I wanted it to stay capitalized, I would double tap the Shift key, and it caps lock. So now everything I tap will be capitalized until I hit the Shift key again. Now, some people have a hard time getting the Shift key to shift. You have to tap it real quick. Tap, tap. On the phone, it's an arrow. And if I tap, tap the arrow, it comes up with an arrow with a line underneath, indicating that's in caps lock mode.
Where is the arrow again on the phone?
Left side, beside the Z.
Oh, okay, fine, thank you.
And if you double tap it, tap, tap, not only caps, but caps lock. I'd like to now take a minute and I want to go to settings and make sure all your settings are how your settings are established or set up on your device. So I'm going to go back to the home screen, everybody. We're going to come back to notes in a minute. And I go to settings. And I tap general. And I scroll down in general to where it says keyboards. And mine says keyboards 3. And that means I have an English, a Korean, and an emoji keyboard on my iPad. On my iPhone, I have a Korean, emoji, and big key keyboards. The way in which I got those extra keyboards, I tapped on add a new keyboard. And I had all the different languages I could pick. So if I'm in Quebec and I want to type the French with all the French umlauts and whatever, I would go down and pick the French keyboard. And there's the French Canadian keyboard. So I could add that one. So now I have the French Canadian keyboard. And I wanted a QWERTY in French. Now, I'm not sure what difference that makes because I haven't played with it. But I will show you some other things. Now I'm going to go back and I have keyboards at the top, still keyboards at the top. Oh. I'm going to take advantage of a feature that is offered to me. It says text replacement. Everybody see that? Text replacement?
Yeah.
Yes.
What the text replacement allows me to do is create a, let's call it a code. And if I type that code like a umlaut question mark, that's just an example, it would type whatever I told it to do and replace my question mark umlaut with something else. What I have chosen to do is I've chosen to say, if I put in my initials, WTC, it will type out my full name. So you can, let's call them shortcuts. You can find keyboard shortcuts you can make that will automatically type something else other than what you've typed. So
Where
if I
would you
go to,
use that? Sorry,
I'll show you.
okay.
I'll show you. For example, if I typed a OMW, it would type on my way. If I typed an ha, it would say hi om. If I typed in IBT, it would say I'll be right there.
Okay.
Or IWBT, I will be there. So I've created a couple of them. You may have some of those. I'm not sure.
Bill, if you've created these, because when the first thing I saw was on my way and I didn't create that. How do you get
They
rid
have
of?
some, they have some, they have some defaults.
Mhm.
And if you want to get rid of one, you tap edit at the bottom and remove it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
If you want to add one, you tap the plus sign there at the top.
Mhm.
Boom. Okay, I tap the plus sign. And you type in the phrase you want to have happen. So I will be, whoops. I can say, I'm typing in the phrase, I will be late. And the shortcut, I'm gonna click there and I'm gonna make I followed by an @ sign. So if I type an I @ sign, it will automatically type, I will be late. And I'm going to save that. I'd recommend you do for yourselves, if you've done that one, good, but do your initials.
Already done that.
Okay.
Okay.
And so in order to use these short forms, you use them only in notes? Can they be used in emails too?
One more time. Anything I'm
Everything.
showing you can be done everywhere you use the keyboard.
So if I wanted to do an IWBT, I would in my text capitalize IWBT and it would write out the words automatically. I will be there.
Yes.
Well, that's nice.
So
Bill, if you put one
going
in
to-
twice, how do you get rid of it?
say again,
Edit.
How do I get rid of one that I put in twice?
hit the edit button at the bottom, edit.
Oh, I see it. Thank you.
Yep. All right.
I often type our name, address, and telephone number, and it's such a big deal. So this would be great. I can just
I
press.
know.
Yeah, thank you.
So for your name, you chose, yes, you've got WTC, but you chose to have the middle initial. So it's initially you typed in exactly the way you wanted your name to show up, correct?
You could have typed in gobbledygook and
Yeah.
and you can have the
Yeah.
name will type however you want it to show up.
Yeah.
What's in the left? What's in the left on that screen could be anything.
Okay.
I just chose WTC because that's easy for me to remember.
Yeah.
What's that weird one? The I @ sign. We'll see how that works. Okay, I'm going to go back to notes now. So I went back to my home screen and I go to notes. And if I type in WTC and return, there's my name. If I type an I @ ooh, and press return or spacebar, whoops, it says I will be late.
Hey, Bill,
Yep,
when I do that, I type it in on the note and it types in what I put in. But then if I touch the screen, it'll put in that whatever's been abbreviated.
you're saying,
No, say if I go to the note and I write in JMM, my initials, that's what it puts in there. But if I touch the screen after that, it will then put in JM McIntyre,
right,
my full name.
right.
But you've got to touch the screen, but you didn't have to do that, did you?
No, I have to. I either have to push the space bar or touch the screen.
Okay. So you gotta do that, okay. Push the space bar or touch the screen. Okay.
One of the other things that's relative, oh, everybody got that one? Yes?
Thank you, yes.
Okay. So if I go back now to settings, so go back to your home screen, go to settings. And back to keyboards, back to general and then keyboards. And you see how I have everything turned on? Autocorrect, shortcuts, predictive, smart punctuation, enable key flicks, slide on floating keyboard to type, delete side to type by word. Now, not all those I've used. I'm not going to demonstrate them all.
Bill,
Mhm.
with auto correction, it sometimes does very, very strange things, very strange things without my realizing it. And then when I go back, I have a word there that I didn't want to have. So is that a really good idea to do that, or?
It's really an idea to do it, but you can you can turn it off if you want.
Okay, all right. It does odd things and I don't think to read.
But it depends on, I don't know.
Depends on, go ahead.
I'm just trying to think of the situation. I'll show you. Okay. Enable dictation, do auto punctuation, dictation language. Whoa, that's an interesting one. I got English and Korean. Wow. Auto capitalization, check spelling, enable caps lock, and stickers. I have all those things turned on to some degree. Yes,
What are stickers?
we'll talk about them. Emojis.
Okay.
All right. So if I go to notes, if I go to notes now, go back to notes, everybody. And the first thing I want to show you is there's a little button here right now. Mine has a emoji on it. So if I click it, I will get the emojis. So if I tap it, I get emojis.
How do you get that button? I've got a globe there.
Tap the button.
Well, tap the globe.
tap the globe.
No, she has to tap a smiley face.
No, I don't have that.
Emoji
I've
is a
got the
smiley.
globe.
I have the
No.
globe clear at the bottom. Do you have the smiley face beside the
No.
1, 2, 3?
No, I have a loud, like a microphone.
I know.
That's
Press
something
Yeah.
else.
press the globe, and there's an emoji feature there.
No, not coming up. It's just my two languages.
Did you? How did you get rid of emojis?
I don't know. I normally don't use them, but they
Do you have
sometimes,
stickers turned on?
no, something I don't. No, where do I have to go back to
That
what
was
setting?
back in general keyboards, stickers.
And that would give me the emojis.
See where it says, look at my iPad on the screen. See where it says keyboards? Tap that. And does yours say emoji there?
Hang on. Sorry, tap the keyboard.
Okay. Are you in settings?
I'm in general and I've got the keyboards. I've got what you've got on the screen right now.
Okay. I'm just seeing if you tap where it says keyboards,
Okay.
the top,
Yep. I've got
and it says yours says 2. How many keyboards? 2 of them?
3.
What are they?
English US, Latvian, English Canada.
Okay. And you see where it says add a new keyboard?
Yes.
Does it give you an emoji option there?
No, it's just all languages. That's all right. I can live without the emojis.
Okay. All right.
Nobody, what you've done, you've taken it off.
All right.
Not on purpose. Okay, moving on.
So now I have emojis on mine. And here's all the emojis that you can have. Now, the lesson I wanted to make sure you understood, when you get a screen that comes up and you have something on the bottom here, that's like a table of contents. And if you click on one of those, it will take you to that particular area. So there's the soccer ball there. If I tapped on that, it takes me to the sports or the activity section of the emoji. I mean, I could have scrolled through them and found them, maybe. But if I click down here, I'll get that particular group. All right, so that one's for objects. Here's one for, what's it? Animals and nature. Here's one for faces. Here's one that has to do with time. Don't know where that is. And search.
Where's one like for hearts and love things?
That would be, I think,
The first one.
first one.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
No,
Because we,
teddy bear. What's this one? Here's one.
Oh,
One
yeah.
that has the musical note on it. Right there's the heart.
Thank you.
Now I can't get.
Sometimes you have to go and find the one you're looking for.
Okay, thank you.
And if you're looking for a flag, they have all of them.
What happens too is if you use certain ones often, they go to the front. So
Let's
you
go
have a
there.
whole variety right in the front that you use a lot, like hearts and prayers and that kind of thing.
Thank you.
Well, I lost you. How do I get back where you are?
Pardon me?
Can you tell me how I get back to where you are? I lost you.
Okay, I'm in the keyboard there. And in the lower left-hand corner, there's a symbol. It's either a globe or mine's a happy face. You click on that, and then if you had the globe, select emojis.
At
Then
first,
select
first I have to go into what? I'm all out of it.
Are you in notes?
No, but I can go yes, I'm in notes now. And then,
Okay, and do you have the keyboard?
no.
Tap the screen. Tap the screen so you get the keyboard to come up.
Okay, yes,
And then in the lower left-hand corner, it's either a globe
yes,
or a hat. You press and hold that,
yes,
and then you choose emoji.
okay. I've got all the emojis. Yes, okay.
All right. Now, I press and hold, and if I choose the Korean keyboard, this is the Korean keyboard. Wonder. So far, so good, everyone?
Yes.
Some hippo. Sorry.
I'll go back to English. There's one other symbol there. See where it says 1, 2, 3? I can go to the 1, 2, 3 keyboard. If the item I'm looking for isn't there, I can go to a third keyboard with special characters.
I always press into that to get that. Is that the way to do it? To get the second keyboard?
Yep.
Thank you.
And so I have the second keyboard here. And remember, I told you that if you press and hold the key, you might get some other results. So if I press and hold the $sign, it gives me different currency symbols.
Oh, yeah. Interesting.
Okay. And so you play with it. You see what else it gives you when you try that.
And so by pressing the $sign, if I wanted the euro symbol, I just, instead of taking your finger off the screen, you slide it up, correct?
Yep. And
Okay,
you get the euro symbol.
yeah.
Okay.
Interesting, some of the monies. I don't know what they are other than the euro symbol and the pound symbol. The others I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Now I told you all that to tell you this. I'm going to start a new note. And instead of doing anything else, I'm going to tap on the microphone. And I'm going to write myself a little letter to my son by speaking instead of typing. Hi, Dave. How are you today? New line. I was wondering if you had a chance to look into that new computer we talked about. Period. New line. New line. As you can see, this is not a perfect technique, and you do have to check to see if things have been done correctly.
I
Period.
found that out once. It had a very
Line.
bad word I never use, and it was like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
We are also
I've-
getting your conversation on our iPads.
If you had pressed the microphone, yes. But then you've got to go back, clean things up, right? That's why I told you about the space bar and moving the cursor around. All right. I have some folks that just use that exclusively. They write their emails this way, they write their messages this way. You do have to be careful and check your work. Else you might be sending some interesting information. Let's put it that way. All right.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's the keyboard.
The keyboard, did you say?
Yes.
I wanted to talk about one other thing here. I'll start a new note again. Predictive. That's what shows up here. Predictive.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could create a whole email by just tapping the predictive. Let me try some. I wonder how that's going to work. The, and I type Q U I. There's quick. You see it showed up. And if I type in BRO Brown, FOX JU jumps OV. And you see how it types, it shows me lazy. And I'm going to say dog.
You could have typed it faster than looking
That's
and all that
Well, in
stuff.
some cases, yes, but some people pick that up. And you
Yeah.
see how it shows, I'm on the word dogs and it shows me pictures of dogs.
Yeah.
So I'll just put a picture of a dog.
Oh, fun.
Type in LOVE, shows me pictures of a heart, and I can choose that. So it's an easy way to get emojis too. About happy, HAPPY, and I can have an emoji happy. So that's predictive.
It
The
is
more you
helpful when you're typing out something and the words that come up are the ones you want to use, but it predicts it and it is helpful. You can type them in. Doesn't always do
Yep.
it, but it's helpful. Especially if they're long words.
But would you
Yeah.
not just scroll up to it and tap on it to get the word in? If it's guessing,
No.
you know, guessing?
No.
All I do is tap on the word.
Yeah,
If
you
I'm
tap on,
typing
yeah. Yeah.
HEPE L, and you're going to say, why didn't you just type the P instead of going in and hitting the?
Yeah, so you can just tap on it, okay, on the screen, all right.
There's with, and I just tap the first letter.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try homework. Oh, and I can even have an emoji for homework. What's that one? Oh, okay. Okay, everybody.
Yes.
So I just showed you a whole bunch of new tricks that I need you to start trying to use.
But it's not the same on the phone.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
It didn't work for me.
I've used it several times.
Ah,
Not like that.
let me get back to my keyboard.
One question, Bill, do you do note
from settings or do you do it from the app,
What's that?
getting into notes?
Okay, to use the keyboard, right? To use the keyboard. Well, let's put it, I'm gonna reword that, Ann. Anytime the keyboard shows up, these features can be done. So you don't need to be using notes. I can go to messages and I want to start a new message, right? Let me make it to Ann Ross. And there's the keyboard. And if I want to use the features I just talked about, for example, I can use predictive. The only way to know is to ask. Tap, tap. I should be able to tap, tap the keyboard and get a,
Type those in ahead of time either. You didn't ask them ahead of time. They were there anticipating.
right. They're trying to predict what you would like to type
Predict
next.
the rest. I call it anticipate, not so much predict.
Yeah, well, they use the word predict, so
Yeah.
then I can send that. Now I could use the microphone,
Yes.
say, how is Ann today?
You've already done that.
And I press the arrow. Whoops. And I didn't type anything. So anything we've talked about now, you can do.
I have a new phone and now sometimes when I type, it puts commas where I don't want commas, puts periods where I don't want periods.
It'll
Do you know
it'll
why?
get figure out what you're doing after a while.
Bill, a couple classes ago, that square on the right under today, you had us do a 3-step thing. What is that for again? Yeah, you moved it.
I think they first came up with wanting to put that on your device when they eliminated the home button.
Oh,
So they
okay,
put this on there for those of us who can't figure out how to do the sweep up
okay. Thank you.
and use that as a home button.
Thank you.
Okay. And if I press on it, it gives me a bunch of options.
Thank you.
And if I'm somewhere else and I press on it, it takes me to my home screen.
Okay,
So they got carried away and they added a whole bunch of other features to it. I need to have it on there because I have the mouse. And it's required if you're using a mouse.
okay.
That's the
I
little
have
dot around right now.
I have one other question. At one point, you had a screen that said, question one-handed key. Would I use that or should I be using it to simplify things?
That's for the phones, and no,
Okay, thank you.
that's to move the keyboard closer to where your thumbs are.
Okay, thank you.
You can try them. You know, if you're in your device and you're saying, I wonder what that does, you tap it and see what it did.
I hate to mess up anything.
Remember you tapped it and where you were. Okay?
Thank you.
Because I've done that a couple of times, and where did I change that? Where did I
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
But the book,
No, don't be afraid of it. Try it a couple of times. Oh, I got to go in here. And here's the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy. Help with my homework kind of thing. And let's talk a bit about cut, copy, and paste.
you don't have much time.
Okay. The purpose of cut and copy is to put something on your clipboard
I call it the magical clipboard, because you can't see it, but it puts the text you're deciding to copy or cut in this magical place, and you can paste it somewhere else. So the only thing you really need to figure out is, how do I do that? Because if I wanted to copy Quick Brown Fox Jumps Over the Lazy Dog, and I just have the dog there, right? By the way, what's the difference between cut and copy? Anybody out there know?
Cut takes it out completely, copy and paste, you copy that thing and paste it somewhere. That's what I do.
So that's what copy is. What's cut do?
It kind of takes it out and won't be there
Okay.
anymore. I don't.
You got the idea.
Then you can copy.
What's happening is, if you copy, the text stays where it is, and a copy of it is placed on the clipboard. If you cut,
You remove it.
put on the clipboard, it's put on the clipboard, and then it's removed from where it is. So both of them put the text on the clipboard, but the cut removes it from where it is in your document, or wherever it is, or wherever you are.
How do you get to the clipboard?
How do I get to the what?
To the clipboard.
We'll get there in a minute. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
So how do I cut? I have to first of all select the text that I want to work with. And you do that by putting your finger on the text. Let me get rid of it here. If you press on the word "the," just press and hold it momentarily, and then whoops. Damn. If you double tap on the word "the," look what happens. Can everybody do that? Tap, tap.
Tap, tap.
Tap, tap on a word, and it should highlight the word, and we'll put a little lollipop on the top and a little lollipop on the bottom, pointing down, pointing up.
Yes.
So if everybody has that, and you put your finger on the one pointing down and press, and come on, and press, you can expand your selection. So I could go to the quick, I could come down here and make it clear down to where the dog is. You don't need to run across and then over and back. You just go to where you want to stop it, and then lift your finger. And it says cut, copy, paste, autofill, blah, blah, blah. What we're interested in is the cut or copy at this point. If we click paste, it will replace what's here with what I last copied, and I don't want to do that. So now I'm going to click. Everybody get that much? No, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Do it again? Let me do it again.
Yes, please.
I double tap on the word "the,"
Yep.
and then I put my finger on the little balloon, or the little lollipop pointing down, and I move my finger where I wanted to select to the end. And so I'm going to select all that information. And then I could cut or copy. In this case, I'm going to cut. And you see what happened? It removed it.
Yep.
I'm going to start a new note, or I could go to my email, or I could go to messages, right? I'm going to start a new note, and then I'm just going to tap my finger, and it says paste. Oh, that was cool. How many times can I paste it? I can paste it as many times as I want. I can go to another new note. Oh, wait a minute.
let's go to another new note. And I'll paste it again by just tapping where the line is blinking. Cursor, and I click paste. I could go to messages. And here's the message to Anne. I'm going to tap and paste. And now I'm going to send that message to Anne. Okay.
You hit paste when it got to on the messages, sorry. When you were on Anne's, sending the message to Anne, you just hit word paste?
Yeah, I tapped where the cursor's blinking.
Yes.
And I tapped
Okay.
the word paste.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay. This is a fundamental thing that we should really focus on, because you may want to use that. You're in an email and you want to copy part of the email. You're on the internet and you want to copy part of the document you're currently looking at to send it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You tap the first word, double tap the first word, expand the selection to what you want, and then copy it. And then go to your email, your message, tap where the cursor is and paste. Takes a little practice sometime to get it, but boy, really convenient feature.
Bill, can you repeat all that again?
Yes, please.
Yep, I'm on my phone.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm tapping the word the. Tap, tap. And then I'm going to move the selection and I'm going to capture all that stuff. Ooh, what did I do? What did I do? Tap, tap. Move the selection. Tap. Copy. Then I go someplace else. I'm going to start a new note.
What we're seeing doesn't look like you're hitting the word copy.
Or does it?
You've made, you
See where
said
it
what you
says
want to
copy
copy.
there?
It
See where it
says
says
copy, but
copy?
you're not touching the word copy to know that's what
Ooh,
you want to do.
Don't worry, I am doing that.
But we can't see that.
It's okay. If I do it on
We
my
don't know
iPad,
what you're
it's
doing.
clearer. I double tap the word the, I go down, and now I tap where it says copy. I tap right there.
On the phone, you didn't do it, that we could see.
It's
Okay.
okay. He's doing it now.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yep.
Okay. I can't do it on my iPhone because my mouse is not tied into my phone right now.
Okay. And let's say you're sending that message to Anne.
Okay. Go to messages.
Yeah.
There's the cursor. What happens if I just press where the cursor is? It says paste.
Can that not do it? Yeah.
So how do you get it from here to Anne?
I send it now. I'm in a message. I just send it. And you got this again.
You betcha I did.
How did you select the Anne?
Oh, I'm just making a new message. So if I want to
Okay.
send it to my wife, me get rid of whatever that is. And I'll send it to my wife.
Oh, you just click on the picture. If the picture isn't there, how do you find the person?
They write their name in.
You type in the name, Patty,
Okay, thank you.
right?
If we want to delete something that we had marked as paste, is there a way to do that?
Say again, please. Can
So
I delete?
after you've suggested or chosen paste on something or a copy on something, and then you decide not to paste it, can you delete that or just leave it out there in Never Never Land?
It's always on your clipboard till you copy the next thing.
Oh. Okay, but then it will be, it'll be deleted if we don't ever paste it someplace.
It's still on your clipboard.
How do we remove it from, because I've pasted a lot of things. I have copied a lot of things and then didn't paste them.
The last thing you copied is what's on your clipboard.
Oh, okay, so it just deletes automatically. Great, thank you.
There is a
Bill,
way
I
to
s-
copy multiple things, but we're not going to get into that now.
Bill, I still don't know how to get to the clipboard. It's the step before you get in there. What do I do? How do I start?
Say again now.
How do I start to get into the clipboard?
You don't look at the clipboard. It's a magical thing. It's just there.
Yes, but how do I work it? How does it function? I have now the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, but to be able to use
You copied it here? You copied it?
I have the words, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog, but how do I use then the clipboard?
No, did you copy it? Is my question.
No, I'm before the copying.
She's not. I'm having the same problem as it's not always showing the line that has the words paste, copy, cut, or whatever you want to do to it. And that's what we didn't see on yours.
Right. I'm looking at mine right now.
Uh-huh.
Let me get rid of, where am I? Okay, it looks like that, right?
I'm in the iPad and you don't have anything on the iPad.
Okay, I'll get the iPad. There.
Yes.
I double tap where it says the. It selects the word the.
Yeah.
And shows you you could copy just the word the.
Yes.
If you change.
But
what
how do
you're
I copy? Oh, on top it says cut, copy, and paste. So I
You
go and
tap the
copy.
word. Yeah, you tap the word copy if I wanted to just copy the.
Yes.
If I want to, just a minute, if I want to get the entire sentence, I would have to move the cursor, move the upside down lollipop by
But
putting my
it's
finger
gone.
on it.
The lollipop is gone now.
The lollipop's gone?
Yeah. I got it back. Yes, I moved it to the whole sentence now.
Does it say copy now? Click copy.
It says cut, copy, and paste on top of it.
Click copy.
Okay. And
Now you have it on your clipboard.
Yes. But what's the next step?
You go to where you want to paste it.
We're not seeing it on what you're doing.
You can go anywhere. You can go anywhere to paste.
So I got out of the notes. I went over to find my messenger icon. chose the person I want as a messenger to receive the message, and that's what you were doing. And I got this page.
Right.
And then I kept tapping on the plus because nothing seemed to be
Not the
happening.
plus where the cursor is.
There is no cursor.
Well,
It's blinking on mine right here. I just opened messages.
Oh, you opened messages. That's what I
Yeah.
didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Well, you have to go, Bearbell, you have to go to where you want to put it. You want to put it in email, messages, another note.
Yeah, but
You
how
can-
do I get there? I can't
You have
see that.
Go back to your home screen
Yes.
and open that particular application.
Okay.
Messages.
Messages. Okay.
Select the person you want to send it to.
Hmm. I don't know whom I can send it to.
Send it to yourself.
Send it to myself.
You might not be on Messenger yourself.
Yeah. No, I think I better go. Can't I put it into a new note?
Yes, go open notes.
Okay.
Tap
Yes.
the pencil and paper in the upper right hand up here. Tap the pen and paper.
Okay.
Now the cursor's blinking on the screen. If it's not,
Yes.
tap the screen. Just tap where the cursor is and it will say paste.
Yes.
Click on paste.
Paste. Okay. Now I got it on the screen.
Correct.
So, this one step in between was always missing. How to
Okay.
get to the next, to where you want to send it.
I got you.
Sometimes that appears on a word above what you're wanting to copy or do what? And sometimes it appears below it. You have
Correct.
to look in both places.
It depends on where you are on the screen.
Is it the same principle for if you want to copy and paste a photo from your list of
Same
photos?
principle. Right.
Okay.
If you click on a photo, I think there's an option to copy it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Let me just take a minute here. Oop. No, not that one. Let's go one everybody has. In this case, you would click the share box. So it's not the same principle. If you're looking at a picture, you want to share that picture with somebody else. And the share box is the square with a line coming out the top, like it is on my phone there.
It's okay. It's
All right.
we're
Next time,
we're
go
off
ahead.
track. Oh, we're out of time too.
It also
Can I
had the
ask-
word share.
Next time, we're going to be talking about
Basic settings.
some of the basic settings. And that's where we'll get into some of the questions you folks have asked. Okay, so remember what your questions were on settings, and we will cover those next time.
Thank you for a great, great class. Appreciate it.
Yes, very much.
And thank you
Thanks,
for your,
Bill. It was great. Bill,
Hold
shall I
on.
ask a question about your passwords that you did at the very beginning next class, or can I ask it now?
You can ask him now.
Okay, I understood how you went in. In theory, if somebody could break into your iPad, they have access to that setting that shows the all the applications and passwords. Correct? Because it's not other. I mean, if we can go in knowing how to get into our iPads, then as long as somebody knows how to get into our iPad, then they have access to this
Password list? That's
yeah.
correct. That's correct.
And they know to tap on the, hold down on the dotted line there, then the passwords
Sure.
show up.
Sure.
Okay. All right.
That's
I
why
just
you
want-
that's why you have your device locked.
Yes, but if somebody can get in, then they have access to that. If they know how to do this step that you've taught us today. Okay, no, thank you. The luncheon is next week?
We're gonna be doing settings next week, same time,
Yes.
same place.
The luncheon, I'm changing topics, the mushroom pizza place.
On the 16th, January 16th, which is Tuesday.
Yeah, next Tuesday, yeah. Okay, hopefully I signed up for it. I'm pretty sure I did. Looking forward to it.
Good.
Even
Are the
even
pizzas
if you
good?
haven't signed up, if you forgot to sign up, please come. We'll figure out a way
No,
to fit you.
I'm pretty sure I signed up, but I keep getting these emails about it. So it's starting to make me question whether or not I did, but I'm pretty sure I did. Are they good pizzas?
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Oh, yeah.
mushroom, great.
Yes? Okay,
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. All right. I thank you,
Unfortunately,
Ann. I did receive my my bonus annual subscription prize. I got a confirmation email, so I thank you once again. Last time we had whatever the contest, so I'm still tickled pink.
Well, congratulations for winning it.
Thank you, and I'll see you at the pizza place.
You bet.
Tasha.
Nice coming.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Right.
Okay, a couple more of those little jokes I was telling you about beginning.
Oh, okay, yes.
All right. First one, need an ark? I know a guy.
Who knows the guy?
Noah, right?
Oh, okay.
Renoir.
That one I missed. Next.
You're not completely useless. You can always serve as a bad example.
That's a good one.
Doesn't do much for the confidence.
Let me see here. Did I tell you the one about the mathematicians who thought of the idea zero? Thanks for
Oh,
nothing.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say,
gave you
knew
that one
nothing.
already? Okay. How about the restaurant that's called Karma? There's no menu. You get what you deserve.
Yes, you said that one. Yep.
I didn't give you that one before, did I?
Yes, you did. That's okay. We'll hear it
Yes.
in a second time. It's not the end of the earth.
Maybe you'll remember it. Is it ignorance or apathy that's destroying the world today? I don't know, and I don't care.
Yeah. Wish it were true. Okay. Thank you, Bill. See you at
Take care. Have a
the
good
see you at
day.
the
See you next week.
pizzeria.
Okay.